Hey there gamers, I've got some interesting news for everybody. So there was just recently a post in the Dark and Darker subreddit that links to a South Korean news outlet post that talks about a search warrant that was accepted to be done on Iron Mace Studios. I'll leave the link in the comments section. The title of the article is Police Seize and Search Iron Mace for Nexon Project Leak Suspicion. And this is by reporters Kim Ju-hwan and reporter Kwon Jun-woo. And sorry if I'm pronouncing these names wrong. I don't speak Korean, so there's that. And I'm going to try and skip over a lot of these names that appear in the article just because I don't want to butcher the pronunciation. This has been published by Yonhap News, which is, I'm guessing, a South Korean news outlet. Again, I don't speak South Korean, so this has all been translated by Google Translate, which I think does a pretty good job here. It all makes sense. There's nothing really weird in any of the translation. So I'm just going to read through it here. Seoul at Yonhap News, reporter Kim Ju-hwan and Kwon Jun-woo, police have launched a compulsory investigation into the domestic game maker Iron Mace, which is suspected of developing the game Dark and Darker by taking Nexon's unreleased projects without permission. According to the game industry, on the 8th, the Provincial Police Agency Security Investigation Team seized and searched the Iron Mace office in Bunyangyu the morning before and secured development-related materials. In 2021, Nexon filed a complaint with the police against Iron Mace official A for violating the Unfair Competition Prevention and Trade Secret Protection Act. Nexon claims that Mr. A leaked the data of the unreleased project P3, which he was in charge of while working at the new development headquarters, to the outside without permission, and made Dark and Darker based on this. The Southern Office, which investigated the case, forwarded the case to the branch of the District Prosecutor's Office in August last year, and after reviewing it, the prosecution requested a supplementary investigation from the police and sent the case back to the Southern Office in December of last year. Based on the data obtained from the search and seizure the previous day, the police are known to investigate whether Mr. A and others used the data leaked from Nexon for Dark and Darker. Project P3 is a medieval fantasy-style dungeon exploration game that Nexon introduced as its new next work at an online presentation in August 21. According to Nexon, Mr. A, who was fired for disciplinary action, founded Iron Mace in October. About 2 months later, the CEO of the company was Mr. Park, who left the company after developing Project P3 with Mr. A. Iron Mace released the Dark and Darker playtest version for free on the global PC game platform Steam in August of last year, and despite it being incomplete, it was popular, such as exceeding 100,000 concurrent users worldwide in this year's playtest. When the leak controversy arose, Iron Mace denied the allegation through the official Discord channel, saying the stolen assets, data used for game production, or codes were not used at all to make the game. Iron Mace plans to conduct the 5th playtest of Dark and Darker next month and then release the game as early access after that. So that's the article. As you can see, there's really not that much information. Very quick, very brief article. There's just not that much evidence that's brought up. I don't know how the law, is done in South Korea. Normally there has to be some sort of evidence, I guess, to kind of fulfill a search warrant. But if it's been approved, I guess there's enough going on at Nexon where the police or a judge thought it would be necessary for this. But the next thing I want to read is actually the post from Terrence, or Terry, who is the CEO of Iron Mace. And also, I think Mr. A that the article talks about is supposed to be SDF, who's the lead creative director, I believe. Maybe also one of the head guys over there. But Terrence posted this on February 18th after the first news article about this whole kind of thing going on with Nexon happened. So here's what Terrence said. I want to address certain rumors that have started to circulate and reassure Dark and Darker fans that absolutely no stolen assets or code were used to make our game. Our code was built from scratch. Most of our assets are purchased from the Unreal Marketplace. All other assets and all game design docs were created in-house. This has already been audited by an outside agency. As far as we know, you cannot copyright a game genre. Regarding the lawsuit, we consider it a separate personal matter claimed on one of our team members. No lawsuit has been filed against Iron Mace. Regardless, we believe in our teammate and we look forward to the resolution of their personal matter. Building games is hard enough without all the rumors and distractions in our industry. This is why we chose to handle matters privately, in respect to our peers in our industry. We've reached out through our back channels and do not believe the recent rumors were intentional and believe they are likely due to a disgruntled third party. For now, this will be our final statement on this matter. We are ready to defend if necessary, but we prefer to focus our energy on bettering our craft. We have a lot of work ahead of us for the next playtest, and we'll let our work do the talking. Finally, we would like to thank all of our fans for their kind support. You are the sole motivation to build bigger and better. As always, our aim is to stay directly and openly engaged with you. Thank you for your support, and we hope to see you in the dungeons soon. From what Terrence has said, it seems pretty true that all the assets that they use are from the Unreal Marketplace. There are some other videos on YouTube showing how the new troll boss that was added last playtest 4, how that was from the Unreal Marketplace, and some people showed that there are probably other, assets that were also purchased there, such as like the skeleton mobs, and that they built their code from scratch, because that's just from every single interview that Terry has been in with different YouTubers. He always explains the story as like the first, year before even the company was made, really, that they were just building the server code and that they're just building everything from scratch for the company. So it makes sense that they might have taken some of the ideas, but like he said, like you can't own a genre. Just like, there's Fortnite and PUBG, they're very similar games, it's fit in similar genres, but PUBG doesn't own the rights to that game genre. So I think that's that sort of situation here. So I think that's promising. This is kind of, I guess, big news, but I don't know if it's actually going to lead anywhere. I think if Nexon really had something, we'd probably be seeing bigger news, because last playtest, there are about 2 million unique players, so I think Nexon's starting to know that there's money coming around the corner with early access coming out soon. And I think that Nexon would have tried to do something if they had something more substantial, I would guess, at least. I don't know. I wouldn't be worried. I'm sure the developers at Iron Mace will say something. I'm sure One Pig will make a video, but I just saw this happen recently, and I just wanted to make a video, talk about it, and explain what's going on. So thank you, everyone, and thanks for watching.